Hey everybody, welcome to lesson one of this thing. What is that thing? It's an ocarina. Ocarina, ocarina, potato, potato, tomato, tomato, doesn't matter. You probably, if you were in fourth grade, you probably found one of these in your bag that you picked up from Birch Grove, but how in the heck do you play this thing? So that's what this lesson is all about, guys. So give me just a second here. I'm going to share my screen with you about how to play the ocarina. There we go. All right, I think you can see my face in the corner here. I'll make it bigger. Cool. How to play the ocarina, lesson one. Let's do it. First of all, what in the fish sticks is an ocarina? Well, it's actually a really cool instrument that has actually been around for thousands and thousands of years. The ocarina is an ancient instrument that first appeared about 12,000 years ago in South and Central America. I don't know if you guys know anything about South American indigenous cultures like the Aztecs, the Incas, the Mayas, but they used ocarinas way back then. And China actually had its own ocarina. It was a little bit more egg-shaped, though. So when all those guys like Christopher Columbus and Hernando Cortez were leaving from Europe to go over to South America and to other lands over here, they brought back those instruments. They brought back these instruments. They also brought back people that could play them. And according to legend, a baker in Rome saw a performance of Aztec dancers and musicians back in Europe and decided to make this. It was nicknamed ocarina, which means little goose. That's kind of weird, but anyway. But it couldn't make a whole lot of different sounds. It was just kind of a little kid's play toy. That was up until this dude came along. His name is Giuseppe Donati. Sounds like a good time for a Mario accent, right? That's the goal, Giuseppe Donati. And he invented this kind of ocarina that you have in your hand. It is a sweet potato ocarina, or kind of looks like a submarine. Kind of looks like a sweet potato, too. I don't know about this little part, but anyway, and he invented this kind of ocarina, and it was really cool because then it was a lot more accurate. People could play lots of different notes. People could he made different sizes, and so a lot of people could play together. Fast forward to the 20th century. During the World Wars, World War I and World War II, soldiers were often provided with a little ocarina because it was an instrument they could carry along with them and would take their mind off being in battle and things like that. And then in the 1990s, video games helped make history. Yes, you guys know how much I like video games. But in the Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time, which was released in the late 1990s, the ocarina soared to new popularity because number one, the game was so cool, and the main character Link used the ocarina throughout the game, and a lot of people played the game and got to be interested in the ocarina. Also, this guy, you got to check him out. His name is Master Sojiro, and he is a Japanese artist, and he plays the ocarina. He's got really cool stuff. All right. So, and that brings us to today when you good people of Birch Grove, will take your first steps in becoming ocarina masters. All right. So, back to video games. Very important. So, hi. My cat is turning my screen. There you go. Thanks, Fergus. Anyway, so if you've ever played any of the Legend of Zelda video games, there's been tons of them throughout the years. If you haven't, okay, right after the video, after you get done practicing, go play a video game. That's your assignment today. Legend of Zelda games are awesome. They usually have a good guy, usually named Link. He's usually trying to assist Princess Zelda, that's why this title is Legend of Zelda. And there's usually a bad dude called Ganon or Ganondorf, usually trying to take over the world, something like that. And there's usually a Triforce, which is a big symbol of power in the games. And the Triforce always reminds me of our three rules when we have instruments. Just like the Triforce has 3 parts or 3 sides or 3 points. Whenever we pick up an instrument, you got to remember, play when it's time, rest when it's time. So playing is cool, but probably not when your mom's taking a nap, you know. Number 2, take care of our stuff. Yeah, these instruments are pretty cool. They're not made of like expensive materials, but we still got to take care of our stuff. They don't belong to you. They don't belong to me. They belong to the school, so we got to take care of them until we're all back at Birch Grove together. And don't just make sound, make music. Now, what I like about the ocarina is you can blow pretty hard into this thing, and it kind of makes an annoying noise, but it doesn't sound too bad. So we're going to learn how to not just make sound. We're going to make music. It's going to take some practice. All right, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. So you probably got an ocarina in your bag from school. Cat not included, sorry. And you probably got a fingering chart. I made you guys a little packet. I think it was either like blue or green, and I stuffed it in your bag. It's got all the different fingerings for your ocarina. It's also got a sheet that says how to read those fingerings. Like, if the hole is black, does that mean you have to cover it up or uncover it? Also, the staff down at the bottom there. I know you guys know notes on the staff. And some tips on holding your ocarina. So let's take a little closer look at actually holding your ocarina. First of all, this is a really awesome picture from Zelda. But guess what? Whoever drew this art for the video game didn't know how to play the ocarina. Link is totally playing the ocarina backwards in this picture. So, lesson number 1, be like Link, but don't hold it like Link. All right? So, the parts of an ocarina. This is the front, and this is the back. And the back has a very few holes, and the front has, of course, more holes. The back, here, let me move my face for a second here. Excuse me, Link. The back has a couple thumb holes, and it's got this air hole where the sound comes out. That's called the fipple. I love that name. It's really weird, the fipple. Now, if you notice on your screen, there are 2 thumb holes, but on your ocarina, there's really only 1 hole, which is cool because, sometimes this ocarina is just kind of for people who are just starting out learning the instrument. So they actually covered up this hole for you. So back and front. Boop. All right, so let's start with the back. Now this picture shows an ocarina with 2 thumb holes. Yours, of course, has 1. So on your ocarina, it says LT. That hole is going to be covered up by your left thumb. Get it? LT, left thumb. And the other hole is going to be covered up by your right thumb. Now, cool thing is about your ocarina, it's already covered up. But you could put your thumb there, and that'll definitely help you play. So LT, left thumb, where it says LT, and RT, right thumb, where it says RT. Let's flip it around to the front. Now, your left hand is going to be playing all the notes we're going to learn today. Your right hand is going to get there eventually. So let's talk about your left hand. First of all, your left hand should be facing you. Yes, left hand facing you. If your left hand was a snake, it could bite you on the nose. Your right hand is actually going to face the opposite direction. So if your if your right hand was a snake, it could bite your brother. So if we go back to look at this picture of Link, yep, he's doing it wrong. He's doing it opposite. So left hand facing you. You'll notice that 1 hole is covered up, and that hole says LL on it. That is for your left hand little finger, otherwise known as your pinky. So, thumb on the back, right thumb on the back, and your left pinky covers up that hole that's already covered up for you. All right? Cool. Now, your index finger, your pointer finger, can just kind of chill out here for a second. We'll talk about covering holes in just a minute. And your right hand can just hold the tip of the ocarina. Eventually, your right hand will cover up the holes on the bottom half. But right now, you can just hold it on the tip, or you can put your right thumb on the back and just kind of hold it. Make sure you don't cover up any of the holes because we're not to that point quite yet. Awesome. And now we are. So you're right. Hi. I have a cat that's going to say hi. Hi, Fergus. Want to come up here and say hi to everybody? Hi, Fergus. Hi, everybody. Here we go. Fergus is not going to play the ocarina today. He doesn't. He has more fingers than I do. But anyway, so your left hand is going to cover up the holes 1, 2, and 3. If you look on your ocarina, it says 1, 2, and 3. And your right hand is going to cover up 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we'll talk about that in just a second. How to become an ocarina legend. First of all, use the pad or fleshy part of your finger to cover up the holes. Don't cover up the fipple on the back. Leave your fipple open. And make sure you completely cover it up, because if whatever hole you're covering up, because if some air gets out, that'll change the pitch. Give it some air. So this is not, if you've ever played a recorder before, or you have a little brother or sister who has a recorder at home, if you blow really hard in the recorder, it makes a horrible, horrible sound. Ocarinas are cool because you can blow pretty hard into them, and it still makes a nice sound. Don't make that, if yeah, it's blowing too hard, but definitely give it some air. And when you're playing, don't just go, when you're playing your ocarina, go, that gives it a nice, crisp sound. It's called tonguing. If you're in band, if you're playing a brass instrument, we always use tonguing as well. All right, so the cat says, let's jump right in. So let's play this thing. We've been talking about enough. Our first note is on the third line of the treble clef staff, which is what pitch? Get out your staff. It's on a line, so every good boy does fine. It's on the middle line, E, G, B. That note is B. Now, check out, I got a little fingering chart on you. The holes that are black are covered up. Just like if you cover up your eyes, things go black. If you cover up one of the holes on the ocarina, it goes black. So this is your left thumb. Usually we're going to stick that covered up. This is your right thumb. We have no choice. That one's filled in for you. That one's covered up on the back. On the front of the ocarina, this is your left little finger. That one is also covered up for you. Your instrument has that one pre-covered up for you. So all you got to do is use your pointer finger, your index finger, to cover up hole number 1. Check it out. You got numbers on your ocarina. Hole number 1. Cool. So that is B. If you do it right, it should sound something like, awesome. Please try it out. I also like B because it looks like you're going rock on to everybody. There we go. Rock on. B. Awesome. Let's start down the road playing the ocarina. We're going to play pitch B for each line in the road map. We're going to play a long sound for a long line and short bouncy sounds for a short line. Make sure you use, make sure you are using your tongue to start the sound. We're going to start on the S. Let's start on a long sound. 1. Oh, make sure you got B going on here. Make sure your fingers are covering up the first hole. 1, 2, ready, play. Short, long, F for finish. Nice. All right, so let's jump from playing lines to playing notes. First of all, I'm going to put my ocarina down and pick up my hands. Let's clap the rhythm above my head. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, 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 rest. Ta, 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 rest. Ta, 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 rest. Half rest. Don't forget the half rest looks like a hat 2 beats long. All right, pick up your ocarina. Thumb on the back. Pinky on the LL spot. Index finger, pointer finger covering up hole number 1. Your right hand can chill out, or you can hold the tip of your ocarina. Either one is good. So we're going to play that rhythm up on the top together. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. rest, 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 half rest. Cool. Now, when you play those quarter notes, say two, two, two for each note instead of going, because otherwise it sounds kind of like, sounds like one of my cats gonna barf somewhere. It's sick. So make sure you say two, two, two. One more time. Rhythm at the top. One, two, ready, go. Rest, 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 half rest. Cool. Let's learn one more new note before we go on anymore. This note is on a space. If the note's on a space, just remember face. F, A, C, E. It's on the second space, so it is A. So again, the two thumb holes are covered up on the back. If you hold your ocarina like you're playing B, and then you just add one finger, boom, you got yourself an A. Kind of looks like the picture there. So these two fingers here are covering up hole number one and hole number two. And your little finger, your pinky finger, is still covering up that blank spot there, that LL spot. So if I was going to play a B, one finger. If I was going to play an A, our new note, two fingers. Cool. One finger B, two fingers A. Try it out while I hit the next slide. All right. Again, let's check out the notes right above my head. We're going to start over with the whole note. Whole notes get how many beats? A whole lot of nachos, 4 beats. So we're going to hold that first note down for 4 beats. Let's put your ocarina away just for a second and clap it. Clap and hold. We're not going to clap 4 times. We're going to clap and hold because whole notes are held down. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Ka, rest, ka, rest, ka, rest, rest, rest. Cool. Lots of rests in this one. Grab your ocarina, thumb on the back, cover up hole number 1, cover up hole number 2. Put your pinky down there for support. Put your right hand down here if you need it. Otherwise, left hand is all good. We're going to play this whole thing on A. Don't forget to say 2, 2, 2 for each note. Start with the whole note. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, 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 rest. Cool. All right. Let's do a little challenge. We're going to practice playing each of the patterns in the boxes right above my head. All of them? No, we're going to start with one. Would you please play me the red box? Remember, B is one finger covering it up. Pinky on there for support. Make sure your thumb is covering up the hole on the back. Red box. And ready, go. Cool. How about the blue box? A's. 2 fingers on the front. 1, 2, ready, go. Now we're going to hit both. B, 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 rest, A, A, A. 1 finger, 2 fingers. 1, 2, start with B. 1, 2, ready, go. Switch to A. Cool. Let's switch a little bit faster. You had a breath to do it. Now you don't have any time. So we're going to go B, B, A. 1, 1, 2. Let's do it. 1, 2, ready, go. One more time, ready, go. Let's go backwards, A, A, B. So start with A, 2 fingers. 1, 2, ready, go. One more time, ready, go. Now both yellow and green with the rest in between. 1, 2, ready, go. Green. One more time, yellow and green. 1, 2, ready, go. Green. Not bad. Let's put them together. Going to play all 4 of them with a rest in between. So B, 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 rest, B, B, A. Just like that. 1, 2, red box. 1, 2, ready, go. Yellow, blue, green. Not bad. One more time from the top. Red box, ready, go. Yellow, blue, green. Nice. All right. How about blindfolded? You don't need a blindfold. I gave you a blindfold. Do you remember what you just played? I'll give you 1 second to peek. Ready? Here we go. Start with B. Red box. Ready, go. Yellow, blue, green. How'd you do? Do you remember the notes? Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our first lesson. I'm going to stop sharing real quick. There we go. Back to my big face. So, guys, if you made it through our lesson, cool. If you feel confident, if you can hear those B's and those A's and you can switch back between really good, awesome. If you have to use the lesson again and go back to the beginning and watch it, cool. If you want to pause here and practice a little bit, playing between B and A, awesome. When you think you're ready, check out my next video, which will be the Ocarina Lesson number 1, which is a song. It's kind of a good challenge song. See if you can go between B and A. And it's all about boneless chicken wings. That's making me hungry. I think I'm going to go eat lunch. See you soon. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.